My name is Ed Campbell, and I am the president of Rehabilitation Resource Solutions.
How did you get started in the industry?
I started off as a practicing civil engineer in 1978. Quite a varied career. You don't find very many engineers like me who've had all sides, been a contractor, been an owner, been a consulting engineer, and with a manufacturer, of a product. And it turns out that, you can't have society without pipes.
What's your specialty within underground construction?
I probably, by a long shot, work with existing pipes that are candidates for renewal. And I was tied to the technologies because, not only was I picking them, participating in the installation of them, but then I was going to have to maintain them, which gave me all those sides.
Tell us about unique challenges that had to be overcome.
One of my first real challenges was a 10-inch diameter pipe that was under a city block. One manhole was in the basement of one building, and it went to a manhole at the other end of the block. And the pipe had buildings on top of it, but it needed to be restored. And at that time, that was in 1983, there wasn't anything, and Insidiform was a fledgling new product, but it did the job.
What specific technology has changed and impacted the industry?
The diagnostic tools. I came along at a time before the cameras could do anything other than just look straight ahead. Now my favorite is the panoramic camera. They're taking pictures front and rear and digitally stitched them together. And there's also tools that we can look out through the pipe wall to see what's going on. I think that even CIPP has come a long ways.
What are the biggest challenges facing the industry?
I think one of the things that we're seeing is pressure pipes. I recently was talking to a buddy of mine who has a technology that he can utilize that can line pipes down as small as a ½ inch. And so he can come into a residential service lateral and he can line from that ½ inch size up to 2½ inches in diameter. And so instead of digging up your yard and all of your improvements that you've made, he can punch one hole at one place and one hole at another place, clean it, make it new as far as open again, and then inflate this polyethylene tube inside there and have a new pipe that they can enjoy the water pressure.
What about recruitment into the industry?
I think the industry itself offers so many opportunities, not only just as an engineer, as I am, but even as a young person is to be with a contractor, or a manufacturer of technologies, because I think there's so much of an upside in growth. I don't see obsolescence occurring in our industry.
How has Underground Construction Magazine been useful in your career?
I do like to see new techniques highlighted. I like to see the case studies where they really specifically touch on what's important to the engineer. I love where they also look at where the industry's headed and the volume of work that's out there.
Is there anyone who's been inspirational and influential in your career?
Jim Goddard, very smart man, and to work with him and see the things that he did as we interacted with various researchers in advancing our technology. Randall Watkins, he just had his 100th birthday because he started us along the way with the equations that we use for corrugated metal pipe. He developed his equations using the number 10 coffee can and a soil box on his desks. Those guys have really inspired me.
What in the industry excites you now and in the future?
I think one of our biggest challenges is being able to better diagnose and prioritize when to do these things, and then the next part of that is having the engineering community capable of executing the designs for those needs.